Hey guys, I'm back once again with another review, and this time it is Season 5, Episode 7, Vigilante. So in this city, Oliver learns that, there's a new vigilante, in Star City. And so he tries to go and Green Arrow, him, he is, them. So I think the reason why, and what happens in this episode is, he actually finds out that from these two dead bodies is because that's how he finds out there's this new vigilante person out there, and of course the character himself is called Vigilante. I think this is a really cool episode. So throughout this episode, he actually tries to find out. He tries to take down the vigilante character, and he actually gets. He actually tells. In one part, vigilante tells Green Arrow that he finds out that throughout this episode, he's trying to, like I said, he's trying to stop him. So, the first part, of this episode was he actually confronts him by trying to he actually confronts him by the first time he confronts him is vigilante. He actually stops these bank robbers, and so that's how he first meets vigilante. And then Diggle's having some hard time because it's his second, it's his son's second birthday, and that's thanks to Barry's timeline, Flashpoint timeline. So that happens. I think this was a great episode. So they're trying to track down this vigilante character, the Arrow team. It's an interesting storyline. I think there's potential in this particular storyline. Hopefully we get to find out who's under the vigilante mask. but I think I already have a solution on who might be the vigilante character, and then that might be this character. I think it's like a DA. I think it's the DA, district attorney person, because he seems like he might be the right person. Because the way he interrogates one of these guys by or one of these bank robbers is because he actually stops the reason why this DA looks like he might be the character with this vigilante character is because the way this DA, I think it's a DA character. I think it's a DA. I think it's the DA, just the district attorney, is because the way he interrogates one of the bank robbers, and then he actually finds one of the robbers that escaped to this motel. That's where they were all hanging out, the bank robbers, and he looks in a weird way, thinking like, I totally understand, or I totally agree, and then he or something like that, like he knew where this one character was because of the bank robber. He was able to find out where vigilante was able to find out where the bank robber's place was. So I think that's why, and I think that's how I know that he might be the vigilante. I think this is a great episode, still, or an interesting episode. What else? I don't. So then they actually go ahead. Oliver finds Diggle. It was actually Diggle. Diggle was said that the only way to draw out this vigilante character is if we actually rob a bank. And I was thinking the first time I was, when I was watching the episode, I was thinking, did he say they were going to rob a bank? And I joked about it, but then they showed it, and then I was like, oh, okay, to draw him out. That's pretty cool. I think that's a good plan. So it's fun. And then they actually were able to find out that so they were, they draw him out, and so the vigilante finds the truck, the van where Artemis is, and as well as Mr. Terrific. They find out where he actually knocks out Artemis, and he captures he actually captures Mr. Terrific, saying like, "Bring me your guys. Bring me your. Tell me where your boss is. Bring me your boss." So then, he actually kind of like interrogates, or he doesn't interrogate, but the vigilante actually threatens to kill Mr. Terrific, and I'm like really scared, because then that would be just a waste of character development and all. So he actually attacks. They both start fighting, and so they Green Arrow was able to stop Vigilante from killing Mr. Terrific, and then they started fighting, and Green Arrow was able to capture him. But as soon as we were going to reveal who was Vigilante, who's Vigilante, we find out that he actually has like a zapper, I think. So then he actually escapes. Vigilante escapes, and then later we get to find out that apparently, if I'm correct, we get to Thea comes, and Quentin and her Quentin tells Thea about from the last episode that he was actually kind of being framed, and because he actually had blood going from his wrist, and he found the throwing sword. So that's he was telling him the reason, and the reason why he can't be the district or the attorney mayor, the mayor's assistant, the secondary mayor. So, and that's because he's been drinking, and he needs to be in rehab. So I think I hope he's gonna be in rehab for a while. And she actually says she actually says to him that and this was during the episode, a little bit like 20 minutes before the final battle between Green Arrow and Vigilante. So what had happened was being framed, and then so she actually tells Oliver that he was actually being framed, and he actually figures out that Green Arrow, that Prometheus knows who that Oliver is the Green Arrow. And I think that was probably interesting. Then we get to find out, and then we get to see Diggle finally having his son's birthday thanks to Lila. And so I think that's fun. He gets to have his son's birthday, and then we actually get to find a great cliffhanger, and I ultimately hate this cliffhanger because it's kind of like the exact same cliffhanger as we found out in the Flash episode. We get the reveal of in the Flash episode, we get the reveal of Savitar, but now we get to have a new reveal that apparently Artemis is being part of Prometheus's gang, and I don't like that, and it's really pissing me off but I don't know if she's playing like a secondary side, as in like she's like infiltrating for him, for Prometheus, or is she infiltrating for Oliver? Who knows? This is really great. Anyway, I don't think there's going to be a new episode next week. If there is, I'll let you guys know. But if there isn't, then I think we will see each other in the Fortnite crossover event. Tomorrow is Legends. Stay tuned for that. And we will stay tuned for Supergirl next week, and as well as Flash, and then we will see all the characters, as well as Legends, and we will get to see and then we'll see the entire Fortnite crossover events happen on November 28th. On November 28th. So I think that's pretty cool. Anyway, yeah, November 28th of the beginning of the Fortnite crossover event November 28th on the Fortnite crossover event, and that'll begin on Supergirl, and then we will see what happens. Anyway, don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, comment, and share, and peace out.